Have you ever wondered what it would feel like to sit inside the cockpit of a jet that could hit Mach 2, fold its wings midair, and fire missiles at enemies more than 100 miles away? That jet wasn't a sci-fi invention, and it wasn't just a Hollywood prop. It was very real. It was called the F-14 Tomcat, and for decades it ruled the skies as one of the most feared and admired fighter jets in history. The story of the F-14 begins in the tense years of the Cold War. The U.S. Navy faced a huge challenge: how to protect its massive aircraft carriers from waves of Soviet bombers armed with long-range missiles. Jets of the time didn't have the speed, range, or firepower to stop such threats. The Navy needed something new, something revolutionary. That's when Grumman, a company already famous for building fighter planes, introduced a design that would become legendary. The F-14 Tomcat wasn't just a new aircraft, it was a technological leap forward. From the very first glance, the Tomcat stood out. It was enormous, stretching nearly 20 meters long, with twin vertical tails and a wide, bubble-like cockpit that gave pilots and radar officers a clear view of the battlefield. But the feature that truly set it apart was its variable sweep wings. Unlike ordinary planes, the Tomcat's wings could move while in flight. In flying slowly, such as during takeoff from a carrier or when landing, the wings extended wide, providing maximum lift and control. But when the pilot pushed the throttle and the Tomcat accelerated, those wings swept back smoothly, turning the jet into a sleek arrow designed for supersonic speed. It was like watching a bird of prey tuck its wings before diving onto its target. Yet the Tomcat's beauty was matched only by its deadliness. This jet was the first to carry the AIM-54 Phoenix missile system, a game-changer in aerial combat. While most fighters of its era could only lock onto a single target at a time, the F-14 could track and engage 6 different enemies simultaneously, each at distances of over 100 miles. To put that into perspective, that's like spotting a car on the highway from one city away and then hitting it with pinpoint accuracy. Alongside its long-range missiles, the Tomcat also carried medium-range Sparrows, short-range Sidewinders, and a 20mm Vulcan cannon, making it equally dangerous in close dogfights. This combination of power and flexibility earned the F-14 its reputation as the Navy's ultimate guardian. From the decks of aircraft carriers, Tomcats patrolled the skies, ensuring that no hostile aircraft could threaten the fleet. It became a cornerstone of U.S. military air power throughout the 1970s, 80s, and 90s. The Tomcat wasn't just feared by enemies, it was adored by the public. In 1986, the release of the blockbuster movie Top Gun launched the F-14 into global stardom. Millions of people saw its sleek frame cutting through the clouds, wings sweeping back as it roared into combat. Suddenly, the Tomcat wasn't just a fighter jet. It was a symbol of American might, style, and speed. Young kids dreamed of becoming pilots, and posters of the F-14 decorated bedrooms around the world. Despite its fame, the Tomcat was more than just a Hollywood star. It saw real combat. During operations in the Gulf War and later conflicts, F-14s flew patrol missions, intercepted enemy aircraft, and protected carrier groups with unmatched reliability. Its intimidating presence often meant that conflicts ended before they even began. Enemies simply didn't want to risk going up against it. But every legend eventually faces its sunset. By the early 2000s, the F-14 had become expensive to maintain. Advances in technology brought newer, more efficient fighters like the F-A-18 Super Hornet and the F-35 Lightning II. And the Tomcat, despite its glory, began to fade into retirement. In 2006, the U.S. Navy officially retired the F-14, closing a remarkable chapter in aviation history. Final flights of the Tomcat were bittersweet moments, celebrated by pilots and aviation fans who knew they were witnessing the end of an icon. Yet even in retirement, the Tomcat lives on. Remarkably, a number of F-14s still fly today in the service of the Iranian Air Force, which purchased them before the 1979 revolution. And of course, it lives forever in popular culture. From Top Gun to documentaries and aviation museums, the F-14 Tomcat was more than just a machine. It was a masterpiece of engineering, a guardian of the seas, and a star of the skies. Its variable wings, its incredible missiles, its speed, and its presence made it one of the most admired fighter jets ever built. So, imagine this. You're sitting in the cockpit, helmet on, engines roaring behind you, the wings beginning to sweep back as the nose lifts off the carrier deck. In that moment, you're not just flying, you're riding a legend, and that legend will forever be remembered as the F-14 Tomcat, the king of the skies.